Namaskaram, everybody. How are you? Sorry for the delay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Okay, I'm going to show the slide today. I think many people are busy, probably doing some stuff. Let me just share.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, namaskaram. This? Hold on a second. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me properly?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Just a second. Let me make sure. Just make sure I can hear you people well. My sound is not very good here. Okay. Okay. See, we were talking about how jivas are classified according to Madhvācārya, Madhvācārya's Bhashya. We are actually working on Madhvācārya on the third chapter, towards the end of the third chapter. So there, this concept came in, where fundamentally Madhvācārya believes that jivas are categorized into fundamentally three categories. Which are they? They are sattvika, rajasika, and tamasika, or asura. Right? There are three categories. Hopefully, I have edited properly. If there are any mistakes, I'm going to correct them as we see. So the sattvikas are mukti yogyas. Well, there is a small issue. The pure sattvikas are only devatas and gandharvas and rishis. So they are definitely directly are Vishnu bhaktas. They directly understand what is Hari, and then they directly go towards moksha. Okay. There are one category of the next category is rajasikas jivatmas. The rajasika jivatmas are souls who are again classified as rajasa sattvika, rajasa, and rajasa tamasika. There are three categories in the rajasika category itself. And the rajasa sattvikas are again broken into four categories. That is, one category where the sattva is very higher than the rajas, and that category is a brahmana generally. The brahmana soul, the brahmana jivatma, understand that it's the soul itself is classified. And if the sattva is slightly higher than rajas, then that person under this category is a kshatriya. And if sattva, rajas, tamo are equal in pretty much equal in like in a value. They are Vaishyas. And if in the Shudra, the sattva is pradhana, but tamas is higher than rajas. So that is the category which the Shudra is there. So that is the Shudra soul. And this is the Vaishya soul.
One doubt. When all the three are equal, that is called to be laya, no?
That is laya for the srishti. See, this is laya for the, this is for the body of the, no, this is not even the body, it's Jivatma's fundamental nature of the consciousness. And Jivatma is eternal, right? All Jivatmas are eternal according to Madhvācārya, right?
That's true.
So if
That's
it is
true.
eternal, so what Madhvācārya says is the very fundamental nature of the Jivatma itself is like this. So the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas need not be only for the prakrti. Okay? Sattva, rajas, tamo gunas can be directly inbuilt in the Jivatma itself. That is the major difference between Madhva-bhashya and other bhashyas.
That can't be believable, no? Easily. Rajas,
Well,
all the three gunas are mainly only for prakrti, not for jiva or atma. Not
okay,
at all.
see, that's a very good question. I have to go deeper into Madhva-bhashya to figure out where he finds scriptural evidence to support that these gunas directly belong to the jivas themselves, right? And not just the prakrti. See, prakrti, probably he accepts as prakrti has these gunas. Probably, but the thing is, why does jiva have these gunas fundamentally? That is very fundamental to Madhva-bhashya, because there is
the very fact that jiva means it has got prakrti, jivati, dehe. So
because jiva is pranadharane, right? Jiva pranadharane.
Anna, Atma doesn't have any prakritic gunas. But when he is born, when he has got a body, then only the body is Trigunya.
See, what?
Not at all.
No. What Madhvācārya argues is, suppose prakriti sambandha goes away. That means there is no connection with prakriti, suppose, right? For just as an example, take only the category of mukti yogyas, okay? Just for our purpose of discussion, just take mukti yogyas. The mukti yogya category is jivatma will eventually go to mukti, right? These category people are going to mukti. Hold on. In mukti, there is no prakriti for them. Suppose this jiva goes to Vaikuntha, there is no prakriti. But still,
True.
What he argues is there is guna for that jivatma, because there is anubhava taratamya in Madhva-bhashya. Anubhava taratamya means the mukti experience is not common to every soul. Every soul will have a different experience in mukti. Even the jivatmas which go to Vaikuntha, they have a different experience. Maybe there is a jiva.
Mukti Veda is accepted in Madhva philosophy, that I know.
Correct. So the gunas are directly, even a mukta soul, like a tamo yogya, can also be a mukta. Mukta means there is no bliss or happiness for that jivatma. It will be continued dukkha or sorrow for that jivatma. For example, nitya samsari, there is no mukti for the nitya samsari, because there is no, let me correct myself. Tamoyogya, can he be a mukta? Probably not. I am making a mistake here. But the thing is, the tamoyogya can be pure. When they are pure, they will attain that guna of dukkha and all the other gunas which are tamasika. So for example, for rajo yogya, constantly there will be some kind of body. They have to be in some being, in a body of a snake, body of a human being, body of anything. Like that, any particular living being, they have to be in the Nitya Samsara. So Mukti Yogya eventually can go from one body to the other body and eventually reach the Devata body and Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma body and all, and then they can get moksha. That's how it works. But fundamentally, Jivatmas are classified into different gunas according to Madhvas. Because I'm saying Jivas are Satvika, Rajasika, Tamasika. This may not be with respect to the body. See, your question is very valid because there is a question. Some question comes up. These Jaya Vijayas are two attendants in the Vishnu Loka, right? In the attendants gets cursed by Sanaka Sanandana, and because of the curse, they are born as different types of Rakshasas in 3 janmas. One is, I think, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, and Shishupala, or something like that, right? So then, after the 3 janmas, they go back to the original Vaikuntha attendant kind of a status, right? So the question comes: those Jivatmas purely originally or pure Sattvic Jivatmas who are Mukti Yogyas, but those Jaya Vijaya temporarily made a mistake and temporarily got the body of a Asura. And after the body was gone, they went back to the original. So you can get different bodies based on karma. But the they will, over hundreds of janmas, the true nature of Jivatma will take over and they will either go to Mukti or stay in the Samsara or go down to the Naraka and lower janmas. Is that clear?
Understood.
Understood. So definitely there is the categorization is right on the jiva and not on the prakriti. This is a very good question. What I want to do is I want to go back to the textbooks of Madhvācārya Bhashyas and figure out where exactly he defines gunas of jivatma which are beyond the gunas of the prakriti. Because there are number of shlokas where gunas only belong to the prakriti, jaihi, gunaihi, and all those things are there in Bhagavad Gita. But where does Madhvācārya find a scriptural evidence to realize that jivas themselves are categories based on guna? That is something. I have to go to the textbook. See, I picked this categorization up. Actually, this categorization comes in the 4th chapter. In 4th chapter, it says, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaramapi mam vidhi akartaram avyayam, or something like that. I forget the exact verse on 4th chapter. It is Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. What exactly does it say here? 1 second. Tasya kartaramapi mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. That was right. Okay. So there, this categorization of Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra and all comes. In that, they give a major classification that jivas are separated into Sattvika, Rajasika and Tamasika souls. Right? So let me clarify this later. Good question. Let's wait for the answer when I study it further. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, fine. What I wanted to do was important. Many people could benefit from what I'm trying to do today. But now, okay, I want to get back. I don't want to get to the next slide. Do you remember I said that dharma has to be understood? Did anybody listen to the lectures 48, 49, 50, 51? I had asked the audience to go through those lectures 48, 49, 50, 51 in my lecture list of Bhagavad Gita. Did anybody listen?
I didn't listen. Sorry.
Okay, what I will do is, for those who have not listened, didn't have time, I will summarize those lectures today quickly, and I will be showing you 4 set of slides within 20-30 minutes, I will cover all those things and give you a summary of what dharma is. This dharma, actually, I am summarizing the, okay, wait a minute, window, it is 48, okay. So what this is, I'll quickly show. I don't think you're seeing my screen. Let me stop and then show you my screen. Can you see my screen 48?
Yes.
Okay. So here, I'll quickly go through this. What we are talking about is, what is satya? What is science? What is dharma? Is dharma universal? How can dharma be universal? Right? And what are purusharthas? What are varnashrama dharmas? And is varna due to trigunas? Why? And lot of other details, we'll go through it. Okay? Because we need to understand the fundamentals of what dharma is. Okay? And here we go through, if you look at today, right? What is dharma? What is swadharma? We need to understand. Because the word dharma is not understood properly. Some people say Hindu dharma, Christ dharma, Islam dharma, pagan dharma, whatever. Is that dharma? What is the meaning of dharma? And some people say it is Brahmana dharma, Kshatriya dharma, Vaishya dharma. So, what does dharma mean? You also say Hinduism is a dharma, Hindu dharma. You say Buddhism is a dharma, Bauddha dharma. You say also Brahmana dharma. You also Kshatriya dharma. What is this? What exactly is dharma? Sometimes even in the Bhagavad Gītā, when you look at the commentaries, in Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, Acharyas mean Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, they are all dharmas. Right? What exactly is dharma? What is swadharma becomes an important question. And if you look at Buddhism, why they differ in our varnashrama dharma, they have very different beliefs in varnashrama dharma. So what are the views of the traditional rishis? This is what we need to understand. Okay, now quickly, first you have to forget what you have learned about dharma. I'm actually summarizing Ranga Mahaguru's views on dharma. Okay, it is very scientific, very yogic. So you will understand the details. You do need to understand dharma without any baggage in your mind. No preconceived opinion about dharma. You should forget it. Then only you will understand dharma properly. Now, suppose information, we say information today. If you go to a library, you will find books. Even if you go to a bookstall, you will find books on animals, literature, science, religion, health, fun, cooking, sports. This is the information people are exposed to: wars, supernatural stuff, whatever, right? AI, computer science, it doesn't matter. This is what human beings are exposed to as knowledge. Okay. Then if you look at it, fitness, parents, most of this information people are exposed to, religion is a very small part of it. You will find more books on not religion. If you look at the just videos, how many videos YouTube has? 6 billion views on YouTube. This was about a music, some kind of a music video. People liked it. And then if you look at religion, about 4 million people, there's 6 billion views on YouTube. There's only 4 million people. Most watch Christian lecture is from Ravi Zacharias or something. He's an Indian guy. He passed away. His Christian lecture was the most watched Christian lecture in the entire world at one time, whatever that time was. A few years ago, I made this video, this presentation a few years ago. The most watched Indian lecture is from Swami Sarvapriyananda. Who am I, according to Mandukya Upanishad, part 1. So only few million, 1 million people watched them. What does it mean? People who are interested in philosophy, dharma, or moksha or something is very little. So if you look at dharma, it is artha is first. That is how to make money. money oriented. So most people are exposed to a lot of things which are money oriented. Kama is desires, love, esteem, whatever the kama is. So the next level is kama. The next level is dharma. And dharma and moksha, not many people are interested in. Most people are artha kama para. They're only interested in how to survive, make money, and how to get whatever liking we have, any kind of entertainment we want to get to, whatever we want to have fun. That is what dharma is. That's what people are exposed to. But dharma and moksha, there are four purusharthas, right? Whether you like it or not, the moment you are born, you want to survive. For that you need food. For that you need money. So money becomes very fundamental. Then once you have money, you need to have, you need to satisfy your desires. That becomes normal. So you don't need to read this in a textbook and find out what is artha, kama, dharma, moksha. It is natural to human beings, right? We are buddhijivis. Now, go further. So nature of life is you are stuck in your body the moment you're born. You cannot run away from artha and kama because they are very fundamental. Artha is wealth, kama is desire. And you cannot run out of this body because you're inside it. And another thing is dharma is very fundamental nature, right? Suppose you're walking and a thorn sticks to your leg. What will you do? You will not say, let me go watch a movie first, but you will first take out the thorn and then go to the movie, right? Because that is nature. So dharma is nature of everything around you. Dharma is nature of your body. Dharma is nature of your mind. And hunger is dharma, right? So the thing is, fundamentally, you keep your family happy and give them food and entertainment and everything because that is dharma. Why? That is nature. So you having bodily activities, sports to keep your body okay, that is dharma because it needs it. That is the nature of the body. If you keep idle and sit in one place, the body will collapse. So artha kama takes priority and it is instinctive. Animals have it too, right? We are studying what dharma is carefully, but you cannot study dharma in isolation. Where did this all begin? You say Big Bang theory in science, you say everything came out of one big bang and things like that. You need to know the source. Where did everything come from? And you say Big Bang. The only problem with Big Bang is it does not explain the consciousness. Where did consciousness come from? We are conscious. Does the Big Bang theory explain it? It doesn't even deal with it. It only deals with external matter. But what our system of thought says is, Sanmulaha, Satpratishtaha, Sadeva Samyedamagra Asiti, Ekameva Advitiyam. He says, look, consciousness is the beginning, and that is Brahman, and that's what caused everything. So you take it for that for now. We will discuss whether to believe in that Brahman or not. That's a different question. But science and our Hindu Shastras differ. And they say consciousness is fundamental. Okay. Now, Tesham, it also says one more thing. Tesham Sukam Shashvatam Netaresham. If you find happiness in matter, you will never get it. You have to find happiness only in Brahman. And so you need to find Brahman and then only you can get happiness. Tesham Sukam Shashvatam Netaresham means only those who find happiness in Brahman will really find real happiness. Those who do not, then nowhere else you can find happiness. The other people who try to find happiness in matter will become unhappy and want more and more and more. They will never be satisfied. And this is what the Upanishad says. So to find bliss and happiness, you have to go inward. And even if people are arthakama paras, initially, instinctively, you go only for wealth and desires. But you'll always be unhappy and you want to look for more and more and more. And so you need to go find the consciousness. What is that consciousness? That is Ishvara. That is the Lord. Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshi Arjuna Tishtati. He is sitting inside your heart or everybody's heart. and everything is moving because of that Ishvara. Krishna is dharma. So originally the word dharma is applied to Krishna only. Krishnam dharmam sanatanam. That is the universal Lord. Dharmo vishvasya jagatah pratishtha. Tasmat dharmam paramam vadanti. So dharma keeps this universe in place. And Krishna is the original dharma, that is Ishvara himself. Tasmat dharmam paramam vadanti. So dharma is very fundamental. You cannot escape dharma, because everything is ruled by a ruling force which is within you. Otherwise, we will not be able to talk, speak, think. No science can tell you why you are speaking, thinking, because there is a consciousness. And that consciousness is centered in Paramatma, which is Ishvara. So now dharma means Krishna. Now let's go to the next level. What is Satya? Satatiyam. Sat is the origin, that is the consciousness within, that is Brahman. Ti is matter, which is eternally, which is changing all the time. So on one side you have matter which is changing all the time, and one side there is unchanging one entity which is Satyam, that is the Lord, that is Ishvara. So we are stuck between the two. We have to live our lives in coordination with these two entities. One is changing, one is not changing. So if you know that the Satya means, if you know the true meaning of these syllables, Satiyam, you will find bliss every day in life. That's what Chandogya Upanishad says. So find bliss, find happiness. To find happiness, you have to live in harmony between Sat and external world. Okay. Now, what is Dharma? There is another meaning of Dharma, Dharma Setu. Dharma Setu is, Dharma is the bridge which will take you from here to Satya, from here to happiness. So Dharma is the path. So Dharma has many meanings. That is why the word Dharma cannot be translated into English in a single word. Some people say Dharma means charity. That's only one part of Dharma. Dharma means a lot of things. Dharma is just nature of things, nature of everything, nature of Jīva, nature of Paramatma, nature of every life, everything is Dharma. So what is this Dharma? Is the path which should tell you how to get from here to unlimited happiness. That is Ānanda. So this is, so you have to, Satya, every activity of yours should be grounded in Satya. Only then you will know how to get happiness. That is why Krishna says, Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshami sheshatah, vakshami asheshatah, yajñātvā neha bhūyonyat jñātavyam avashishyate. If you know Jnana and Vijnana, there is nothing else to be known. And in Dharma is the path, but Dharma will have don't do this rules. Why do you need rules? Because if I say simply, don't drive on icy roads. If there is ice on the road, don't drive on it. What happens if you drive on icy roads? You will slip and you may hit something and you may die. So there are rules everywhere. You cannot go against the rules. Right? That is there in our life. So Dharma also gives you a rules and regulation in the world where you can protect yourself and have maximum happiness. That's all. Vidhi Nisheda is there in Dharma. Now, if Dharma is broken, Dharma bridge is broken, it needs repair. So if the path to Brahman is broken, it needs repair. What is the path to Brahman? Naturally, we have health, right? Health is normal state of the affairs. When when the kid is born, you don't have to worry. Mostly 99% of the time, the kid will open up the eye and see. And the nature of the eye is to see. Nature of the body, nature of the heart is to beat. The moment people are born, the heart is beating. They're breathing. So health is a normal condition. But if health goes bad, you need to fix. Unfortunately, we have some constant problem. What is a constant problem? We are only in these three states. Awake, sleeping, dreaming. These are only three states we live in. We go back to sleep in the night, we wake up, act, we be awake, Sometimes here and there we dream and again go back to sleep. Do we go to any other state? We don't. But naturally, that there is a fourth state, Turīya Avastha. Anybody can go into that Turīya Avastha. Any human being, by the way. You don't have to, you could be Muslim, you could be Christian, you could be from islands, Caribbean islands, you could be from Japan. It doesn't matter where you are from. You can go to the Turīya state. And in Turīya state, you can directly experience Sat. And that Sat is hidden inside. So your dharma will take you there from outside world into an inner world, which is that Sat. And this is the method. There is a method to go to the fourth state, and you can follow the method and do it. And this method has to be given to the next generations. So our sickness is, what is the sickness? We cannot get out of this three state, Tripura. We have to go to the fourth state where you can see truth everywhere, where you can see Brahman. Now we cannot see Brahman, but you can see Brahman if you go to the fourth state. So for that, you need practice, you need a Shastra, and that Shastra is Dharma. 1 second. So this is 48. Quickly, I will go through 49 lecture. See, some things already you know, but I'm quickly doing this for a uninitiated person who doesn't know. He might find some value here, right? So far, are you bored now? You're two people listening. Are you bored till now?
No, I am not bored.
No.
Okay, what about Surajji? How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
This is the first lecture you are hearing. What are your thoughts?
It's amazing. I'm learning a lot.
Good, thank you. Anybody else there today? I can see. Can I see somebody here today? Koile. Koiji, how are you? He is muted, so it's okay. All right. Okay, you can text your feedback, whatever you feel, what we are studying. Koiji, by the way, he's from Vietnam and is very knowledgeable guy, young guy sitting in Maryland. Tell me, Koiji, are you understanding what we're saying, or are we doing something? What do you think? Any feedback? I don't know whether he's hearing or not. Maybe he's moved out from the computer. I don't know. Okay, let's go now and figure out what this 49 is. I will show you. I will share the next thing quickly, right? You can see my screen 49, lecture
Yes.
49. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See, I don't want to give the summary. Already you know what the summary is. We need to get to the fourth state, samadhi. Then only you can see the truth. And the truth is sitting right within you, not anywhere, right? You sleep, it's in the body, right? You're sleeping, you're dreaming. So the fourth state is also sitting somewhere in you. That is why people say, if you know Mandukya Upanishad, you know everything in the world. Because it talks about the four states. Now, what is the bridge? Dharma bridge is broken for most of us because we cannot go to the fourth state. Right now, how do we go? Then what is nature of dharma of all beings? We look for happiness. Do you have to tell an ant, don't eat today? No, I want to go get some sugar. I need to survive. I need food, right? So a human being will be looking for a job or looking for money or looking for love. This is something nature. You don't have to teach anybody to look for these things. Why? Because you're looking for happiness, because happiness is your dharma. Why are human beings looking for happiness? We came from happiness. we came from Ānanda, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Ānandam Brahmeti Vyajanat, right? The thing is, Ānanda is, so we came from happiness, that is why we're looking for happiness, right? See, you know, dharma doesn't change. Water remains as water. It may become ice or gas. Our mind remains as mind. But we as a human being will look for happiness naturally. Why? Because we come from happiness. We cannot, that's our true nature. Okay, but we don't know where to find happiness. We grope all over the world. We just look. Groping means, don't take groping in a bad sense. Groping has a bad meaning, right? It's also, if you look at the dictionary meaning of groping, it's trying to look without eyes, without knowing what it is, trying to figure out what it is, right? So the thing is, we are trying to find happiness, and we are in darkness. We don't know how to find happiness. Okay. So why? Immediately what we do, we have 6 senses, right? Mind and 5 senses. So we only look at happiness within the sensual universe. But the problem is, sensual universe is limited. And it's like the story of the fox and the wild berries. The fox wants to go eat wild berries, and even if you know the wild berries are hurting the fox and the tummy is aching, the fox will go back and eat the wild berries because the wild berries looks beautiful, right? And it forgets that it will become sick if you eat the wild berries. And it's hungry, and it will, like that, we human beings keep on going after indriyarthas, that is sensual, the sense world, physical universe. And we think that there is happiness out there. There's no happiness, but we keep on going there. But we need to get out of it. But we don't have the escape velocity to get out of our natural state. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. I just have to show myself here and there. Okay. Yeah. So we start looking for money for, making more money to get happiness, win over territories to get happiness, steal gold or somehow get gold and things like that for happiness, go, run around, have, parties, go out for vacations and whatever that we need to do. But this is all limited happiness because the sense-oriented happiness. The inner happiness is very powerful, which is different. Any questions? Okay. So the Vedas say you need to get maximum happiness, you should have no thirst, no hunger, no sorrow, no old age, no death, no sin, no bondage, no desire. All desires should come true, all plans should work out. That is the Satya Kamas, Vijaro, Mrityu, Vishoka, Vijigitha, Apipasaham. All these 8 gunas are said in the Upanishads, right? But you can find maximum happiness only by going inside, not by external world. You require food, water, shelter. I'm not saying you don't need to make money. That is limited only. That's what we're saying. And you need to get to the 4th state. How do you do it? Dharma is broken, so you need to get back to the 4th state. And without working, you cannot get to the 4th state, right? You have to do some dharmasya param icchanti, dharmam nechanti manavaha. Say that you want the fruits of happiness, but you don't want to work for it. That's not going to work. You have to find happiness, right? I'm not going into details. I want you to go into those 4 lectures to get into details. A lot of information is here. In the Gayatri mantra, there are 3 syllables uttered: Buhu, Buaha, Suvaha. What does it mean? Buhu means everything you experience in your sensual world, sense world or physical world. What you experience is Buhu. What do you experience inside in the pranas? If you control your pranas, if you're through pranayama, you can see higher level entities called the devatas. You can see powers, the devata powers. So that is known as devata. So that you can only do if you go out from the sensual world and do something to get to see the devatas. If you go beyond it, you see the world of Atma, or pure consciousness. And to get there, you need to do something. Without work, you cannot go from one zone to the other zone, because you're going inside yourself. Happiness is not outside, it's within, right? To go inside, you have to do some dharma, and that is yoga. Yad yogena Atma Darshanam. Through yoga, you can see Atma. Ayam hi paramo dharmaha. Yad yogena Atma Darshanam. This is the main dharma. What is the main dharma? Yad yogena Atma Darshanam. What yoga will tell you and tell you the paths to see and realize Atman. Atman is beyond the devatas, the deities. Atman is beyond your external world and experience in this physical world. For that, you need dharma. Control of senses is the dharma. When you control senses, you will know, you'll get to the prana. If you control senses, automatically the prana movements, you will understand how the pranas are moving in the body. If you control the pranas, you will understand who the devatas are. What are the deities which are making them work? In the Upanishad, in the mantras, they say, even in the simple mantras at daily rituals, every year they utter this: Mayi medham, Mayi prajam, Mayi indro, indriyam dadatu. Thing is, let the Indra give me the intelligence. Let him give the senses. Medha, intelligence, is given by an internal force. That is a devata. And you go from that level to inner level. You have to go through a dharma called nada or pranava. There is a path to go through the path of light, and even the non-believers like the Radha Swami Panta, they say there is a path of sound and light. The sound and light are very fundamental in the Hinduism. The sound and light is that which takes you within to Atman. Jyoti is the light. Sound is nada or pranava or the omkara. That is the method. This method is not everybody knows how to get to Atman. This has to be practiced by a yogi with the help of a yogi. Like how you go to MIT to learn some technology. You have to get to a yoga school and learn all these things. So the essence is you have to have a dharma. Dharma is a path. It is not just learning scripture by quoting into Shastra, learning 4 Vedas, all the Angas and 14 Vidyas and all, quoting here and there, arguing in a conference. That is not a really dharma. That is only one part of it. That is
one point I want to tell. Yoga class means not only the asanas, exercises.
True. Yoga class is not asana. Asana is only that way can help you. If you do asanas, it can
is
give
a part
you
of it.
Yeah, it's only part of it.
Yoga.
And Hatha Yoga focuses on asanas. And that's a part of it that can help you control your mind eventually somehow, right? Yeah. So ayam tu paramo dharmaha yadyogena atma darshanam. So this parama dharma is to see your own self or the universal self. And Yajnavalkya, the great rishi, says this. So parama satya is Ānanda. Bliss is natural. Who says I don't want bliss? So you need to reach there. Yo vedanihitam guhayam parame vyoman. He says the Brahman is true knowledge and it is infinite and it is also bliss, and that is inside your heart. Ānandam brahmano vidvan. Ataso bhajam gato bhavati. The Taittiriya says, you will lose all fear if you see Brahman. Right? Now, how do you do it? It is in the yogas, and I don't want to go into these details. You can bring your consciousness from lower chakras to the higher chakras. Then you will find bliss. Simple. All the systems of philosophy say the lower chakras involve a lot of problems. Malice, murder, jealousy, selfishness. All these things are lower things in our own body. The 14 lokas are here within our body, but the higher things are, loss of fear, retention of memory, willpower, cognition, divine love, divine sight, divine illumination. All these things are higher. They're right in our body. So, if you look inward, you will see all the 4 lokas, 14 lokas. They are just states of our life. All paths, whatever path you take anywhere in the world, all of them, what they do. Nama Sankirtana, Bhakti, Prapatti, Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, any ritual, they only help your Kundalini to rise. And Shiva Vaishnavas don't call the word Kundalini, they say Architadi Marga. Doesn't matter. And this is only through happens through Nada, Jyoti, and Gayatri. These are universal truths, not religion. What do you call? Even a Muslim can be initiated to do Nada, Jyoti, Gayatri, and some Muslims have been initiated to do this. So there is no religious barrier here. It works on the human beings. So our yoga is a science. Philosophy is also a science. And the lower, as your consciousness moves from the lower chakras to the higher chakras, you lose the base instincts of hatred, jealousy, anger, and everything, and get spiritual qualities. That happens. Anybody can try and figure it out. And we have to go through our koshas, the coverings. Annamaya, Anandamaya kosha, Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Anandamaya kosha. This is like the matter, prana, mind, consciousness, knowledge, and Ananda bliss. This four we have to get out. This is dharma. Dharma is the method for you to get how to get out of this to this to this and get maximum bliss. So what is dharma? It's the path to happiness. That's all. As simple as that. Where did the Vedas come from? Somebody wrote Vedas just like that. They went to Library of Congress somewhere. There was like huge 400 books written there, and each of this stuff, they started writing this Vedas. No. The Maharshis went to meditation. They could go to the fourth state and see the Vedas, see truth, and they wrote it down. So the jnana came from direct meditation. And that methodology has been lost. Now it has come to textbooks. So even long time back, the sons of the rishis could not figure out. They wrote it down. And the minor rishis wrote it down. You got the Vedas, Upanishads, and everything like that. This is how Indian system, the Hindu system of knowledge came from the Vedas. Okay, thousands of years ago. Later on, it was written down in textbooks. Then, how does this work? Can you transmit information from meditation? This Mahayogi, Dakṣiṇāmūrti, which is a form of Shiva, it seems that he never spoke. He was silent. And the rishis were sitting down and asking, I want to understand the life and how to get out of this mess. And we have so many problems, health problems, that problem, this problem. They're crying. And this Dakṣiṇāmūrti is sitting there without even bothering. Young fellow, youth with very healthy youthful guy. The other people are old with beards and things like that. And then this person smiles, does not speak a word. It's mauna vyakhyana. With just mauna, he could initiate this. So he had the technology of mind transfer to make the other realize the happiness. So gurustu mauna vyakhyanam shishyastu china samshayaha. Guru transmitted through silence. The students, there were no doubts anymore. The doubts were completely gone and they were blissful and happy. Right? This could occur long time back. This occurred
one point is, when you speak, you can't speak everything. Therefore, it is silence that gives full knowledge. It departs full knowledge.
Yes.
It is the silence. Yes. Because if you tell 100,000 for 1,000 years, it will be incomplete. You cannot finish it up.
So, true. A very fundamental truth, Champakamam is saying, what it is, speech cannot express some things. Simple things. Exactly. Some simple things speech cannot explain. I was happy I ate a chocolate. I was happy I won a medal. I climbed the Mount Everest. The happiness is same, happy. What difference does it make? We don't know. We cannot express it. The happiness one person attains, the other person doesn't know what exactly it is. Right? You cannot put a metric. How big is your happiness? Is it 40 feet high, 70 feet high? You cannot say. Is it 10 kilograms or 3 tons? You cannot say. So happiness cannot be expressed. When you can't express happiness, What about internal spiritual realization? You cannot. This is a nice story, a nice reality which happened in the Mahābhārata war. This person was stuck with arrows, that is Bhīṣma. He was stuck with arrows, but he was the oldest in the family and a very knowledgeable person. And everybody said, we need to understand what he's understood. He knows so many sciences. We need to understand the truth from him. Dharma needs to be understood by this Bhīṣma, who is now sitting and waiting. He had the power to stay without losing his body because he didn't die. And he could wait till the Uttarayana Punyakala, that is the 6 months, which is where the sun is directed in a different way, and he could leave his body when at will. He had power, right? So there's people say that, okay, he's still not dead. We're going to go ask him what dharma is. Initially, in the night when they go, he says, I'm so tired. Blood oozing out every pore of my body, and with perspiration and pain, I'm not able to say anything. Then Krishna says, don't worry, we'll come early in the morning, we'll check him out. Krishna comes here. The moment he sees Krishna, he says, I know everything now. In this state of having hundreds of arrows pierced into his body, he says, now I can teach you dharma. Then he teaches these Pandavas about, like, in the Mahābhārata, if you look at it, there's maybe 50, 70, 80, 100 pages of information, which include how to rule the world, how should king behave, how should a student behave. Every rules and regulations of life has been given. It's a masterpiece. You can do 5 PhD theses on just this section of Mahābhārata. How did he get the jnana? He didn't go to the library in the night. He was unable to speak in the night. He didn't move out to get to a library to check everything. He didn't even have the time. Early morning, these people landed up there. But he says, all knowledge is within, and my doubts are cleared, and I can tell you. But just that is some kind of a transmission, some blessings from Krishna inside. That knowledge was there already, right? It came out. So what it is knowledge is within us. We're now finished the 49. I'm going to stop 49. We will quickly share another, what is that here? It's just quickly some other thing I want to share with you. This is 51. I don't want that. Window 50. Okay. Okay, just quickly. Okay. Let me show screen. 50. Unfortunately, I had to extend the class a little bit because I had to finish up into some level. Is that okay?
It's okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'll quickly go through this 50. So I'm not going to summarize. I want you to go read it yourself. So in Upadesha, learning from textbooks is lower form of transmission. The silent transmission is very high level, very powerful, immediate. And even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says he could do the transmission to Vivekananda. And Vivekananda changed his mind once. And we talked about it a long time back, and I want to say. Now we come to the third lecture on this. What is dharma? It's the normal state. Agni dharma is the nature of fire is to burn. Jala dharma, the nature of water is to cool you down. The nature of eyes is to see. Nature of skin is to sense, right? Touch. So the nature of mind is to think and constantly shifting focus from one point to the other, right? So universal nature of dharma of a seed is to produce a tree of similar kind. A mango seed will give you a mango tree. So what God says, Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam, dharma is the original Brahman, and from there this universe came out. Like how the seed became a tree. So we are stuck everywhere in our own body, and that is the universal dharma. That means everybody is stuck in a body. You can be follow any religion. So if you have a disease, you have to sort out and find a medicine. So we are aging. Our life expectancy, say 75, 85 years or something. We are stuck in our body, and each part works differently. So we have to live in sync with our body. Okay, nothing around us change. The snakes will not stop biting just because you don't want them to bite. Indriyas won't stop. So we are in this dynamic environment which we are not able to get out of. The dynamic environment is internal and external. The weather changes, the economy changes, opportunities change. So does our mind. The mind wants to go, I don't like this, I like this. Mind changes, our indriyas and body, they are in action. We are already inside this world of samsara. The word samsara is beautiful. Sanskrit word for the world, for universe. What is samsara means? Samyak sarati. It moves very well all the time. So dharma is how to live in this world. Is dharma. And that should be in tune with how to get out of this world. That is also dharma. So dharma is the first of the purusharthas. See, if it says dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Artha, kama means desire, money and desire, wealth and desire. Moksha is the highest goal of perfect happiness. And dharma is the very beginning. Why did they put dharma here first? They could have put dharma as the last. I don't like dharma, I don't like moksha. Oh, let the moksha and dharma go away. Artha and kama is the only thing I like. They could have said that. No. Without dharma, there is no artha and kama. Without dharma, there is no wealth or desire. Why? Why is it? Without hunger, you will not look for food. If you don't want food, you don't want to earn at all, right? If you don't need food or water, why do you need to earn? So hunger is the dharma. Digestion is the dharma. So that is why you go out and learn and get wealth and desires, right? So enjoyment is also dharma. That is truly our bliss is dharma. That is why we cannot find bliss. We have to go, find the right way to find the bliss. See, there are do's and don'ts, right? See, enjoyment is fine. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosme pradarshava. That means if you want to enjoy, as long as you stay within dharma, you can enjoy anything. If you stay within the bounds of dharma, there is no problem. And even Krishna says, I am desire within the bounds of dharma. So detachment is not necessary. Vairagya is not required. But if you don't have vairagya, uncontrolled desire will get you into trouble. You cannot seek anybody else's property. So that is why your own life will tell you that you need control over senses, control over desires. It's not normal. See what happened to Ravana. Ravana wanted to get the wife of Rama. So he had uncontrolled desire. What does Mandodari say to Ravana? Indriyani purajitva jitam tribhuvanam tvaya smaradbhiriva vairam indriyaireva nirjitaha. This is in Ramayana. Mandodari, looking at the dead body of her beloved husband Ravana, when Rama had killed Ravana, she moans and says, Oh Ravana, you are so great. Indriyani purajitva. You won over all the senses. You became a tapasvi. You became a meditator. You meditated and won over the entire world. Nobody could do tapas, penance like you. And even the Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator, was impressed and he gave you whatever boon you wanted. Smarad bhirivatat vairam indriyaireva nirjitaha. The same indriyas, your senses, remembered and took revenge on you. because you controlled those indriyas, you controlled the senses first and did a lot of things. Because you controlled them, they controlled you eventually. They came back as desire. You went after Sita, the wife of Rama, not knowing whose Rama was. Rama was the original Lord Narayana, all-powerful Lord Narayana. You did not know who Narayana was. You did not know who Rama was. You fell in love with the wife of the most powerful person in the universe. What happened? Those indriyas, which you could not control anymore, they took over you. Your desire killed you. What a shame. What is the meaning of this? Pure control of, just over control of indriyas are not required. You stay within dharma. You can enjoy what you want. Ravana, you had so many wives. You could, however you married them, I don't know, but legally married wives, you can have any one of them. No big deal. But you went after adharma, somebody else's, then you got into trouble. So if you go beyond dharma, you will get punished. So dharma is, it gives you, do this, don't do this. And also there's one thing, don't starve your senses, because indriyas will always go and attract, right? So starving is not necessary, but have the contentment of what little. You're married with one or two people, fine, that is the dharma of that time, that is fine with you, and you go on. You will also get old. So you should keep senses under control. So dharma is the first purushartha. Otherwise, there is no other purushartha. See, we are going deep into dharma, because without understanding dharma, you will never understand Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all these dharmas you will never understand. That is why we are going deep. I'm not trying to give you a big boring lecture on dharma. Hope this is not boring. Is it boring?
No.
Starving your senses is not the answer. Some people say you become a monk, give up everything. Pure Buddhistic and Advaitic teacher taught this. In fact, Buddha started starving completely. He didn't, in fact, I have seen pictures of, you can go to Buddhism and even look at textbooks. You can see a Buddha with only skeleton, with the flesh eaten away, going inside. Like he became an old man, like almost skeleton, right? You can see the pictures. He said, starving your senses is the best, because if you kill your senses, you will win over all wants. He said that. But he himself corrected himself, because he was dying. Then a lady called Sujātā came there and gave him a rice and sugary rice or something, right? And says, look, and she said a simple thing to Buddha, look, if you kill yourself by control of senses, what do you achieve after that? What will you achieve? Then Buddha opened his eyes and says, wow, she is saying some of the truth. Extremity should be avoided. I should go middle path. So he came with the middle path. And then, in fact, there is a house called the Sujātā Griha in the Bodh Gaya. Bodh Gaya is, in Gaya, there is a place called Varanasi. There is one part is Buddhism, Bodh Gaya. In the Bodh Gaya, if you go, there is a Sujātā Griha, the house of Lady Sujātā. Okay? So you can see it today also. So many Advaitic teachers supported this monkhood. Rishis were married. Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasishta, all these were married people. We hardly can find a single rishi among 4,000, 5,000 rishis we had, even more number of, I don't even know how many rishis were there, which created the Hindu dharma. The Vaidika dharma is because of the rishis. Every mantra in the Vedas, you see, or the realization, mantra drashtaraha, they realized, they saw the mantras. Those rishis were married. Recently, Buddha and Shankaracharya and other people introduce a monkhood. Give up everything, walk away from samsara. This is a recent change. It wasn't there in the original dharma of the Hindus. So vairagyam itself is not necessary. Contentment is the answer. Have little, enjoy little, keep little. Don't go over limit. Okay? Ati sarvatra varjayet. Don't go beyond limits. You're okay. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi. As long as you stay within dharma, your karma is okay, your desires are okay. Marriage is okay, but extramarital is not okay. Anything you go against dharma, trafficking, that is selling women to public and all, they are adharma. You're harming other person's natural condition of happiness. That person has independence of people. You're taking away. Independence is form dharma of individual, right? So if you take away independence of individuals, you are doing adharma. You will get killed someday, surely, right? So how should you acquire wealth and pleasure? If you keep it within dharma, you're okay. If you keep in limits, it's okay. So dharma is avoid greed, kama, krodha, lobha. Don't have too much of kama, krodha, lobha. If you keep kama, krodha, lobha within dharma, you're okay. If it goes uncontrolled, death, destruction. What is jīva dharma? See, here the jīva dharma doesn't come from the books. You are the jīva. You don't have to refer to your books. Say, who am I? Who am I? You know already you are what you are. The books help you to go deeper within. Why dharma was lost? Any transmission incurs loss. Teacher to student, it incurs loss. We cannot help. So we had pure sources of knowledge. And the 14 sources, I will get to this later. So what is Shastra means? It will tell you dharma. What you should do, what you should avoid, so that you're okay. Eventually, you will get knowledge and happiness. So now, if there is a problem, dharma should do restoration. If mirror is dusty, you have to clean it. If your mind is dirty, you have to clean it. You have to, if the path is dirty, you have to clean the path. So all these things, you have to get to the true state. Dharma is eternal, cannot be destroyed. Why? People can die, but other people are there. Everybody is ensouled by the Ishvara. The power, energy is always there. The power of consciousness is always there. So purity is shuddhi of mind. You need to keep your mind and everything. Eating food and mind has to be kept in purity. That will give you value. I'll quickly go through 51. I think that is the last set I have. 51. Okay. Because this is the fundamentals. So this is the important thing. How Varna classification began. In Krita Yuga, a long time back, there was pure beings. Their knowledge was easy for them. They could directly meditate and get to the true state of Turīya, the fourth state, Hamsa. They are known as the Hamsa Jati, right? They didn't have to do anything. They could directly go and realize. They're all called Hamsas. Vedas were only one word, Om. The pranava was enough. You don't need a huge set of books, Rig Veda, so many 10,000 hymns, that this. You don't need. There was one word, Om. Why? Because people could meditate on one word, realize, and then once you realize, why do you need Vedas? Dharmo, this is in the Bhagavata. Upasate tapo nishta hamsam mam muktabhi kilpishaha. So in the Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavata, this explains. Then what happened? The purity became slowly impure through generations. Deviations occurred. People made mistakes. So, but Krishna himself says, Chaturvarne maya srishtam gunakarma vibhakashaha. That means the beings who can be classified as 4 categories. were created, srishtam, not just separated out, not just divided into or classified. They were created by me, who belong to 4 classes. But everybody should reach Brahman. So the person who is close to Brahman is Brahmana. Brahmana is a pure, that is religious merit, pure merit, merit-based. It is not birth-based. So by nature, depending on who people are, they can have fundamental nature which is different from each other. We are not saying here, we are not saying Jivatma itself is pure or impure. No. We are saying as a conglomerate of body and soul to put together, we may have fundamental nature which separates out and which can classify us into 4 groups. This is purely merit-based, gunakarma vibhagashah, right? The medicine cannot be same for all 4 classes. Each medicine, because even for example, right? I heard, some South African tribes have certain things. They can get some particular type of disease, and only they don't have immunity to that disease. That disease. And for example, very fair-colored people, they have some problem. They don't have the pigment to deal with the sun's rays or something like that. They could get skin cancer. So each human being, based on our race, background, and all those things, we may need different types of medicines. Is it true? It's proven in science. You can go check out the scientific manuals. So what is varna-dharma? Varna-dharma, varnashrama dharma, which is classification of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and all, that is some kind of a medicine to the society. What was initially intended was to make the society go in the right way so that they can get happiness. That's all. What is the goal? Go back to Brahman to get maximum happiness. So this swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Do your own dharma, then you will get the fruits. That is said in the Bhagavad Gītā. So it was this Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. He didn't want to discriminate. He is not a discriminative racist or something like that. Krishna says, I created as a universal Lord, I created this so that each one will take a different medicine to get to me. Doing swadharma will lead to success. Even among our own children, right? One kid may be very brilliant, one kid may not be brilliant, one kid may like engineering, one kid may be like music. You cannot push that music interested kid and drag him out and say, do science, because Einstein did science, you have to do science. If you do that, what happens? The kid will lose interest. That kid will run away from home. So you cannot force things on people. So you have to do natural. For the music-oriented person, you should give encouragement and help out the way that person wants to succeed in life. So merit-based Brahmanism, there is nothing wrong with it, because that classification is for Brahmana should be able to give up everything for the sake of Ishvara. He should be able to give up life, wealth, fame, everything for the sake of others. Can you do it? Can you give up your life? If you can give up your life, you are a Brahmana. For the sake of Ishvara, for the sake of the universal good.
And to serve the society also is the duty of Brahmana.
Yeah, there are several duties. Okay, the duties are explained in the Bhagavad Gītā. Why I am saying is, it's not easy to become a Brahmana. The Dadichi, there is a rishi called Dadichi. In the Bhagavata, Indra wants to defeat Vritra. He doesn't have a way to do it. Somebody tells him, go find out the bones of Dadichi. Dadichi is a rishi, great rishi. His bones can be converted into a weapon known as the Vajra Yudha. That weapon can kill Vritra. You cannot kill Vritra using any other weapon. He is a different kind of asura. So Indra goes to Dadichi and says, Dadichi, can you give me your bones, your whole skull and all the skeleton? Dadichi initially makes a joke. How can I give up my body? Nobody gives up their body. He makes a joke. But you know one thing, immediately, for the good of life, good of universe, I am giving this body up. He goes to meditation. He dies in front of him. take this body and do whatever you want to do. That is Dadichi. Can people do that? People should shun Khyati Labha Puja. That means fame, profit, worship should be shunned. If truly a person can do it, that person is a Brahmana. Kshatriya should be able to give up their lives for the country. Vaishya should be able to give up their wealth for the public good. The Shudra should be able to give up bodily comforts to serve others. This is not partiality, not discrimination. It is categorization so that there is one person helps the other person. That is why in the olden system, there is a thread which goes from the Brahmana to the Kshatriya, Kshatriya to the Vaishya, Vaishya to the Shudra, Shudra to the Brahmana, Shudra to the Kshatriya, Shudra to the Vaishya. We are all connected. All human beings are connected with strong bonds because one has to support the other because our nature is not common. So the medicines we take need to be different. So our training should be different. So the sadhanas are classified into Vyakta and Abhyakta. It's going too long today. Unfortunately, I couldn't finish it. What I will do is, I think I've given you enough background. I want you to think about this. If you can listen to the lectures 48, 49, 50, 51 again. After that, if you have doubts, please let me know. Now I may not be able to have much time to deal with any doubts today. It's already like 1 hour, 20 minutes. Sorry for the long class. I myself am very late to an event I have to be at. I'm just going to stop. Sharing is stopped, I think, now. Anyway.
One thing I want to tell.
Okay.
Can I tell?
Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That is dharma. For dharma, that also means what keeps you in your, doesn't make you fall, keeps you in your position firmly.
True.
That is dharma.
Yes.
Dhriyate
iti dharma. Dhriyate means hold. That is very good. Yes.
It doesn't make you fall or slip.
Yes.
Or go away from your duties.
Yeah. In fact, what it says, you know the word, right? You know the sentence, dharmo vishvasya jagatah pratishtha.
Jagatah pratishtha.
Yeah. That means the dharma holds together the entire universe. See, why are they, suppose you go to the in the roads today, right? There are red lights, things like that. Most of them are following the red lights. They stop at the red lights. That is why everybody is living. There are only there may be 10,000 vehicles every hour which is passing through the lights. Not everybody will die. Maybe there is 1 or 2 deaths, right? So because naturally we are keeping dharma together, everybody is living. Most
Krishnam dharma samatanam. Krishnam dharma samatanam.
Dharmam sanatanam. Yeah. Well, another thing what I want to let you know is, why don't we break here? Surajji, Koilaji, any comments? Was this class okay? Next class we'll pick up some more details.
Yeah, it was good. Look forward to next class.
Okay. Listen to lecture 48, 49, 50, 51. Okay. You'll get a better view of what I'm telling. Sometimes as in the speed, I might forget something. Those lectures are a year or 2 old. Now we are on lecture 194. That was 48, 49, 50, 51. That's a long time ago. 3 years or 2.5 years ago. Okay, namaste everyone.
Thank you.